What is going on, guys? TKD 1-2 Digger Radio, and today we're going to talk about a new album this week. We are going over War and Leisure by Miguel. Now, this is Miguel's third studio album, if I'm not correct, because there was a few mixtapes he had in the past, and then there was Kaleidoscope Dream, Wild Heart, and then now War and Leisure right here. And so, you know, I'm about maybe a listen and a half, maybe 2 listens through of the actual album and everything. So this will be my first impressions, obviously. And, you know, how I feel about this is that, you know, if we reflect back on the past albums, right? If we reflect on Kaleidoscope Dream, which was years back, right? And then Wild Heart, which was 2015, right? For me, Kaleidoscope Dream was definitely much of a more R&B soft feel to it. Like, it was a little bit more of like a kind of like an older R&B pop vibe to it, right? And then we have Wild Heart, which from my memory of it, I never reviewed it on the channel. I don't think I even had my channel when it came out or something like that. But the album definitely seemed very much more of a rock type of edgy vibe to it, right? And so here with you know, War and Leisure, there is definitely a mix of the two, but a little bit more of emphasis towards pop, I feel. It's not even of a pop that was on Kaleidoscope Dream. It's more of a pop that is a little bit more in tune to what we're used to today, where it's a little bit more upbeat pop and everything and stuff like that. And that's really, you know, kind of the vibe I'm getting at here, where it's a little bit more of a vibe that is, you know, a little bit more upbeat and a little bit more in tune with today's music, as opposed to the R&B type of more edginess of Kaleidoscope Dream and stuff like that. And so overall, for the most part, I'm enjoying this album. You know, it is short at that. There's something that I gotta bring up as well, where you know, it definitely is short. I believe it's 48 minutes long, if I'm not mistaken, or just under, you know, around that time frame. So it is definitely a shorter album and shorter, you know, project and everything, which is not necessarily the bad thing overall. I feel like, you know, it's a nice listen. You know what I'm saying? It's a very, very nice listen. I like it a lot. There's a lot of really cool sounds to it. And, you know, throughout this entire album, he can be, you know, very upbeat and very, you know, interesting with his songs over there. And then he can also preach and kind of have a very, very, you know, real earth tone to it that is the last track, Now, which is definitely, you know, a little bit of a song dedicated to the issues that we have today with, you know, he brings up the Dreamers, Black Lives Matters, etc., like all that good stuff, like, you know, all that stuff. That's a phrase I use, guys, come on, you know, not, you know, beside the point. All of those serious issues that are going on today, all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? But overall, you know, just for my first impressions, I know it's a little bit short, but I am enjoying the album overall. I'm enjoying it. I'm liking it. Of course, I need a few more listens to it to really get my final impressions and everything. But overall, I think that I'll end up liking this, especially with how we see a little bit of parts from Kaleidoscope Dream, a little bit of Wild Heart, and we come up with this new kind of infuse of all his different styles and everything and stuff like that with War and Leisure. So definitely I will check back when I have a more informed opinion, more informed thoughts, and I will get back to you on part 2. What is going on, guys? TKD123, and yes, this is technically the part 3 of this review, just because, you know, I didn't really feel like this album really needed a second part, you know what I'm saying? I feel like this is a very, very short album that I kind of got to the conclusion with, you know, pretty much after the first impressions really, and really just jumped to kind of like, okay, like this is essentially how I'm going to feel about this album and everything. So let's jump into my final thoughts. First off, in speaking about the features, there's a few of them here. I love Rick Ross in the first intro track here with the song Criminal. I think it's great. I think it's awesome. I love Rick Ross, obviously. I'm very biased towards him. And of course, we already got Skywalker a few months ago with Travis Scott and everything, and obviously that's a great song. I didn't, you know, like replay that song a ton when it first came out, and just knowing that there would be an album out later in the year. So it wasn't really that a big deal to me to have a song that wasn't really released and stuff like that, because you all know that does bother me a little bit. But, you know, with Here, it didn't bother me that much just because I kind of stayed away from the song entirely when it first came out. But by far, you know, the best feature on this entire thing, even with Travis Scott being here and Rick Ross, is that J. Cole verse here. I love J. Cole in Come Through and Chill. I love that song overall. It's a great vibe to it. Obviously, it's a very, very chill song, hence the name and everything. And I definitely do feel like J. Cole definitely did a great job here. And, you know, it is nice to kind of hear a little bit of that, you know, just of a J. Cole verse that wasn't from For Your Eyes Only. Just because For Your Eyes Only was definitely a letdown for me and a lot of J. Cole fans. It was a very, very just album that we can go on and on about. But definitely did enjoy J. Cole here in this song and everything. I really do like his accompanying vocals, everything, stuff like that with the actual song. Definitely did enjoy that. And there are a lot of just really, really cool songs here that are really good, like Banana Clip. Obviously has a nice vibe to it. It's very, very Miguel. Wolf as well has a very nice, just kind of dark, mysterious, kind of just like sexual, dark tone to it that I also enjoyed, and especially with being Miguel, him a very, you know, sexual artist in a way, regardless of those allegations that came out. I don't know the full severity of those, but I know there were some allegations towards Miguel. But, you know, it definitely is in his kind of, you know, just kind of slants of R&B where it's a little bit more sexualized than usual. I definitely did enjoy Wolf as well. And especially with Now, the last track here, it definitely was a very serious tone, a lot of really cool things with that track. And overall, you know, just speaking on this as overall thesis, I think it's great. I think it's definitely worth a listen if you like Miguel and everything. But it definitely didn't, you know, it wasn't like there isn't a track here on this album that is like crazy good. You know what I'm saying? Like there are really good songs, and I'd say, you know, for the most part, you know, when we're looking at a mean where, you know, we take into account all of the other songs on this album, it is a great album. Like, you know, I wouldn't say great. I would say it's pretty good. You know, it's pretty good. It's very, very nice overall, but I wouldn't say it'll blow your socks off and everything, stuff like that. And I definitely do feel like it's worth it. You know, a lot of people might feel like it's mundane, might feel like it's flat. But hey, you know what? To me, already being a Miguel fan, it's nice to kind of hear this, and it's nice to you know, just have him back in. And I do have to give praise here. The instrumentals on this, there are some different, you know, tones to use and some different things that sound like real world stuff that I definitely did enjoy. Like there's some things where it sounds like static, but they made like static into a nice beat and everything. And there's a lot of cool stuff doing, you know, just going along with that. That is really, really cool in my opinion about this project. But overall, War and Leisure kind of for me falls in kind of, I guess, the middle of his projects. I don't think it's my favorite. I don't think it's the best. I think my favorite is still Kaleidoscope Dream, obviously. And I, you know, definitely did enjoy this. It wasn't anything crazy, but I definitely do feel like it's worth your viewing if you have a little spare time and want some little Miguel in your life. But with that being said, that has been the conclusion of this actual review. I know it was a little bit short. I know I didn't do the full 3 parts, but hey, you know what, man? Like sometimes we have an album here that's only 48 minutes long, a little bit shorter. We can kind of just, you know, get to the point in a little bit of a quicker standpoint rather than me just kind of filling in and just giving, you know, repetitious things. You know, I'd rather not do that. And I'd rather just give you guys straight up to the point as opposed to just going long on this long tangent. But if you all enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and share them below. And I appreciate all the feedback you all give me. Thank you all for watching, and as always, I got you.